beautiful hearts. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special opportunity. We're going to learn about our intuitive healing abilities, how we can awaken them, and why it's so important, how this will truly set us off on a course of our life to truly be of assistance to others and help make this world a loving, beautiful place for all on our planet. My guest today is Akasha. She is a beautiful light worker and a spiritual teacher. She is on a soul mission to bring our innate abilities to the forefront. Let's welcome Akasha. Hi, beautiful heart. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much, Lorraine. It's really wonderful to be here with you.
Well, I am very intrigued by this because the intuitive healing, we're going to be talking about ways that people can embark on a long program because, and it's not so long, it's 9 months. But this is one of the most comprehensive programs for someone to learn about everything. This is our clairs, how to do psychic energy scans. Wow, we're going to learn about that. This is important now because why? Why is this so important at this moment in time?
So many of us are waking up to our true nature, to who we really are. And there are a lot of people who are still lost, trying to fumble their way through and figure it out. And if you've ever been through a dark night of the soul, you know what that can be like. And so many people are in this place and they need help. They need the support of others like us who can help them remember who they are. And as the world continues to go through what it goes through, and we continue to awaken to greater and greater levels, we are the ones that we've been waiting for to come and show up and help people who need the help while living lives of joy, while really, being in this place of pure love and joy and peace, with our hearts open to others, who may be having a hard time, with compassion, but not needing our light to be dampened. And through a lot of these tools, that's what we learn how to do.
That is so cool. And I want to go over some of those. You're going to be leading us in a little mini activation today. And what I love about this, okay, so we're going to talk about all the various intuitive healing modalities that there are. You're you're really here to help people start a business, right? From a business perspective, this is a serious invitation and it's walking with you hand in hand, being fully supported by you. And I just want to say what some of the um, modalities are going to cover because it's so extensive. It's like Spirituality School 101 and 505 because of the vast variety of this. It's all about intuition and energy awareness, right? Where we're going to do all the clairs, where we're going to learn at the clairs, we're going to tune into skills that we already are using, but we may not be aware of it. What is so important about the clairs, and what do people need to know when going down this avenue of their own experience to share these gifts with the world? Those are all those clairs.
Yes, the clairs. One of the most important things to know about the clairs is that we all can access the intuitive information through any of them at any time. We are not limited in any way because every person here, actually, every person on the planet has the ability to do this work because essentially it's what we are. We are energetic beings, we're multidimensional beings, and so we can do this work. We're just moving a lot of the blocks out of the way so we can be clear enough to access it through the clairs. So, a good way to think about the clairs is to just think of the five senses, right? All the ways we can experience things, and then take that to the intuitive level. So, for example, with clairaudient, the hearing, I can hear sounds outside of me. Sometimes I hear angels singing, words coming in that in a way that's guidance for another. And I can hear sounds inside of me. So clear guidance that I'm supposed to just share with the person I'm doing the intuitive healing with or the reading with. So, so that's a good way to think about the clairs. And another thing that I'll mention is one of the biggest blocks to experiencing our intuition through the clairs is that we're expecting it to come in another way. And most of the people that I work with, they want it to come clairvoyantly through seeing the pictures, seeing the images. Everyone has a preference for that one. But there are many ways that it can come. And if we're only looking for it to come as pictures or images, it good chances are good we're going to miss all the other ways that it can come through all of the other senses. And that's one of the biggest blocks I see people working through is thinking it's only going to come this one way.
Yes, and so opening up to the other ways that it could come is really enhancing in our ability, and then learning how to trust. Let's talk a little bit about that because that's a huge part of this as well. When we're working with our intuition, we can it's like intuition hindsight's 2020. We can look back and say, wow, that's when I didn't pay attention to my intuition. So what we're doing here is learning how to trust in it based on that track record that we've had in the past of maybe ignoring it or overriding it. So that's an important piece too. Um, what's necessary to develop the intuition?
You make such a good point, Loren, with the overriding and then looking back and realizing, oh, our intuition was telling us to do something and we didn't pay attention. Because it's definitely a two-part process. Once we get the guidance, it's important to follow it, right? To move forward and follow it. And that's where another one of the blocks can come up with the mind of, oh, what's going to happen if I follow it? Or what am I going to have to do without or let go of? The fear. But our intuition is really guiding us to live the life that we most want to live. And so it can take some courage sometimes to follow it. And one of the best ways to build the trust is to follow it and see through trial and error how well it really does work when we're paying attention and we're following through with the guidance we're getting, because that starts to build our faith and our trust, not only in ourselves, but our ability to navigate our lives, right, with this compass that we have access to at any point. And so, one of the best things you can do to develop your intuition and to develop trust is a meditation practice. And there are different kinds of meditation practices that we all need. Some need more mindfulness practices. Others need more of the visualization and the guided imagery. And it depends on the individual which one they need the most at which time. And that's part of why it's so important to have a teacher and a mentor to help steer us until that wisdom is so clear and strong within ourselves that we're able to discern what needs to be done moment to moment. We have the trust, we have the faith.
Yes, we have the faith, we have that trust, and that's only going to get bigger as we go through this. Okay. And so, I want to cover some of the other areas that this whole program covers. So, we've got, okay, foundations of intuition and energy awareness. Now, reading the energetic body and doing psychic body scans. Can you share what that's about? Because this is how we can go out there in service to humanity and offer sessions for people, whether it's online or in person, right? So what's happening there as we're learning that skill?
Well, for example, when I do a body scan for someone else, I'm scanning their energy fields. And so I can see where there's blocks or where there's um, a lot of energy flowing, you know, a particular chakra is very open, let's say the heart. And so with that, then I'm able to help the person that I'm sitting with know which areas to work on and where their strengths are at the same time. And sometimes these can show up as physical challenges, other times they can show up as blocks to their own intuition. But it's very helpful to be able just to see and scan another person's energy like that. And through the tools that you learn in the program, we learn how to do that.
So let's go over more of this because the program we're talking about how people can really set their path in motion to offer services in the healing arts for the planet. So this is for everyone, right? So we have intuition that we're going to be working on energy awareness, but also energy healing in the subtle body. And so, this then goes into working with our guides and the other realms because we are multidimensional. So we're going to cover all of that. We talk about working with our higher self, working with star seeds, identifying our galactic heritage and all of that. But then also on a personal level, we're healing our ancestral lines as we become aware that, wow, that's not me, or someone can become aware of like this recurring problem that keeps going around and around. Why is that? They don't feel like they have anything to contribute to that problem. They're like, that's not me, it's not me, but something makes them act in auto response, right? On autopilot. And that's the ancestral line. So we're going to be working with clearing that as well, healing across time and dimensions, and also all of our inner child work. I mean, this is a huge body of work and it's over 9 months. So tell us how we begin to crack this nut of intuitive healing and start to work with it because in 9 months, we don't have to wait until 9 months is over. We can kind of do this along the way, right? What is your best advice on this program? Tell us about how we step into it and begin working with it.
Well, most of the people who feel they really want to join the program, they feel that intuitive yes. They know there's something in them that is getting them here. They really want to be in it on a deeper level. Even if it doesn't make sense, a lot of people join who think they're not intuitive enough to actually do readings and do energy healing. And by the end, everyone is doing it, which I love. I love that because they become so empowered and they see that they can do it. People also join because they feel like they just want to have the awakening aspect or the personal healing aspect. And that's something that is very appealing to them. They love learning. And then usually by the end of it, they want to do it professionally. They get to the point where they want that, even though they didn't think they wanted that in the beginning. So the best suggestion I can give is if you're feeling an intuitive yes, if some part of you feels like I'm just meant to do this, those are the ones who are meant to be in this program. No matter how logical it seems, what it might look like could be obstacles to joining. If you're getting the intuitive yes, that is it. It's your soul guiding you to where you're meant to be.
That's beautiful. Yes. So we have to really trust that and listen to our heart and say, wow, okay. So let's go into the details of this. And we have a question of what is the cost for this course and is there a refresh course included? We're going to get to those details in just a moment. And we have a little mini activation too. But Akasha, what I like about this is there is a variety of teachers. You're pulling together healing arts teachers. Let's kind of meet those teachers. Can you share who we'll be working with and what they bring? Because each is unique. So it's like access to six professional healers trained by six healers. Can you share those details?
I would love to. So the teachers in the program are excellent. They all have equally as much experience as I do, which is 20 years of doing the work professionally, as well as teaching for that long. because sometimes people can be an amazing healer, but maybe they're not as good of a teacher. These people are excellent teachers and excellent healers. I know them very well, all of them. And the first one I want to mention that many of you know is Hilary Fay. She's a phenomenal teacher and a phenomenal healer. And so, very excited to have her be part of the program. And she works a lot with the galactics, the Arcturians. She does very powerful healings, and she's just a born teacher. She's a natural teacher. When you have the calling to teach, it just feels so right to do it, you know, and I know that's one of her callings as well as my own. Another teacher in the program is Christine Caruso, and she is a brilliant healer. She likes to really focus on the medical aspect, the physical aspect. And she trained with Barbara Brennan. I don't know if any of you remember her or not. From the 80s, she had the Hands of Light book. It was like the energetic healing Bible. And she has a program that Christine went through, and she is one of the most skilled healers I've ever worked with. And she's very fun, she's dynamic, she's very engaging, she's a great teacher as well. Another teacher is Michelle Fitzpatrick, and she's done a lot with the multi-paradigm healing and the Lemurians, and she's extremely psychic and an excellent healer as well. And she has a lovely soft energy. She's very heart-centered, and all the teachers are really patient. They're very intelligent. They're very good at what they do, and they bring the love, they bring the heart to the work, which is a really important part of this work. And then another teacher is Jennifer Lutters, and she is very well known in the authentic relating community. So she teaches us a lot about the skills of how to be able to be vulnerable and to be real and show our hearts and to hold that space for our clients when they're going through something, to be able to sit with them in difficult times. And then also, what happens is the tools that she teaches, those then start to develop beautiful changes in people's relationships. So many people talk about how their relationships change for the better. And, you know, at the end of the program, when they're sharing how it impacted them, they talk about their whole life was improved, like all on all the levels. So it really is a very comprehensive program with teachers coming in with, um, you know, diverse backgrounds that are teaching exactly what we need to do to show up and do this work really, really well.
Show up really, really well, and the support there is tremendous. And so, what a beautiful opportunity. So, again, this is a 9-month journey and it starts this month. Okay. So, what does that mean? There's incredible support. So, over 9 months, there's 9 modules. And so, what are the meeting times? What is that like? Is it, and there's labs as well for people to come together and work and practice this. But in an investment like this, one can begin putting these tools in place and begin actually in service. Again, we don't have to wait until the 9 months is over. We can begin offering sessions as we go and get better and better and expand from there. So that's really pretty cool. But each month, what can students expect to do? What's the workload?
Usually, the workload for the program isn't more than 5 hours a week. And that's really helpful for those of us who have very full schedules. Now, that being said, if you want to do more, you can do more. Some people really dive in and they love to learn and read and practice a lot. And of course, like with anything, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're doing more, you get more. But you can do 5 hours minimum, including class time, and really come out with everything you need by the end of the 9 months. And I wanted to circle back to something you also said, Lauren, about people starting before the 9 months are finished. Actually, many people do. And and what I love about that is I get to witness them, you know, doing these sessions and coming back so excited about it. And I'm thinking of one woman who came back. She was so excited. She came to class. She had practiced in class, with the other people in the program. And then she did her first official session, her first official reading. And she came back and she was so excited. She said, I did everything you told me to. And when I got to the end, she said that was the best reading she ever had. So she was so excited to come back and share that with us. And you could see her strength and her power growing as she learned to trust in herself and her ability to do it.
That is so cool because it is like you're holding hands with the practitioners as we're going forward and experiencing setting up sessions. And again, I love it because it's online and it's in person. So, is it feasible to say someone, so for the cost of the course, and we've got a very special price for this course, a $500 savings when people sign up through New Earth One Network, but they can actually recover and definitely make up for that price of the course within those months of them being out there in service with their offerings. That's what I love about it. So it's almost like a hit the ground running, right? So even if someone is brand new, there's still going to be ways that we can go forward, right? What tools do you give people to allow them to do that? Can you give an example like the first month, someone by following, 1 hour a day for 5 days a week? That's something that we'll each look forward to. But what can people expect in that first month and then to begin to take that out and begin earning an income off it? Do you want to go over those details of the course curriculum?
Sure.
Okay.
So one of the things that we're doing all the way through is clearing the blocks. So we're moving the limitations and the blocks out of the way so we can access our own ability to be very clear and very aware, not only of ourselves, but those around us and the environment around us. So every week there's a new practice or tool that's learned that then people can go and begin practicing on their own with others or in their own space if it's a private practice, like an individual practice, getting them ready. So that starts right away. And in the first session, we usually do a very powerful clearing, activating, soul remembering transmission that helps people start to wake up right away to who they are and what they're here to do. And so in terms of tools, you know, you start learning to clear your own energy field. You start learning to connect with the higher dimensions, the higher self. You learn how to connect with the earth and the crystalline grid in powerful ways that you start to then become a clearer and clearer channel. And that's ultimately what we're all moving towards is becoming clearer channels, more awake, more aware on this path. And so this is like a fast track to get you there.
We love the fast track. Thank you. And it really is amazing. So tell us about some of the people who've gone through this school because you've been highly successful.
Yeah, the thing that I feel very excited to share with you all is that we have a 100% graduation rate. And
Nice.
yeah, everyone who does the program finishes the program. And the thing that's so special about this is there's a lot of different kinds of trainings out there, a lot of ones you can just do that are recorded, but how many times have you bought a recorded one that you've never done or you've never finished, right? And so you really want to help what we really want to do is help hold people accountable to be moving forward each week with the live teaching. And that helps them show up. And then we also help them move through the blocks and the resistance, which can come up on this path, and then keep going. Because that's the part that we all can struggle with on this path of awakening and being a healer is that we get stuck and we can kind of stay there at times. That can happen or spin a bit. with some of the old patterns, which you were speaking to. So when you have such a strong container as this, with all the teachers and all of the like-minded souls who are in it with you, you keep moving and you get to the end. And that's really important.
That is great. Your attrition rate is attrition means that you're retaining. And so it's awesome. Everyone graduates. That is, that's a very good track record. Okay. And so you're setting professional healers on their path. You're doing an incredible job. And this is a serious program for people who are serious about their own life, what you're here to do. You know, a lot of people in the past few years are feeling the need to step up, but may not just know how, right? This is a perfect way for people to step up. Let's see if there's any questions. Is there anyone in our Zoom audience in this very special call who would like to ask a question? Thank you. We're going to go to Aya. And Aya, you can unmute yourself. Say hello. Hi.
I have quite a couple of questions. You guys covered most of it. Um, One of them is I've known that I have this medical intuitive ability. It just has not come online. Is that something that is potentially that could awaken through going through the program?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we all have superpowers, right? Our intuitive superpowers. So there's ones that we're just naturally really good at. And so if you're already sensing yours is in the medical intuitive realm, it absolutely can be an aspect of you that gets awakened to a greater degree.
All right, awesome. Thank you. And then when you guys were talking about, this is an intuitive yes for the people who are drawn to this, I am clearly drawn to it. Yet when I ask, is this program for me? I hear no. And I don't know where that no is coming from. Yet everything you guys have talked about is like, that's what I've been seeking in a teacher and guidance because I haven't had this type of teaching, this guidance in my life to be able to hone in on my gifts. There's been a lot of like narcissism type things that make me believe what my intuition is telling me isn't true. So, I don't know if you can answer that.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm going to do is just do an intuitive response. Because if you're getting a yes, but then you're hearing the no, it sounds like you're getting a mixed message. So I'm just going to do an intuitive response to what wants to come for you. I'm hearing trust your heart, trust what is guiding you from the heart center, and the clarity will come. And also part of what you'll be doing is discerning which voices are which. And so the clarity will come. Um, Anything you can do to be moving out some of the resistance or the blocks to you stepping into your soul aligned life is going to be very helpful. And so you have some tools and techniques already that you can use. So just use some of those to move out any of the blocks or the resistance or the obstacles, and then see where you are after that. And then move forward from that place.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think that's all of my questions. You guys talked about trust and then the barriers. Um, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Aya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aya. All right. A wonderful question. We have iPhone 3. No, I'm going to allow the caller on the phone. You can unmute yourself now. Hi.
Hi.
Ooh, you're a Blu-ray. Listen to that Blu-ray voice. What's your
I
name?
know. My name is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Akash.
Hi,
Um,
Jack.
I not quite sure how to ask this question. I guess it's more of no, it's a question. uh, I know that I have healing abilities. I know I've done this in many, many lifetimes. And my first teacher taught that you do not charge for healing. And I have always felt that that was mm, very true. Freely I have received, freely I give. And that's the only way that I have done it in the past. So I guess I'm just kind of wondering what your sense of that is. I mean, I understand that we all need to earn a living as a human, but it also feels that since that is coming through on a spiritual level, that there is a different, I mean, it's kind of like a spiritual law, that spiritual law being freely you have received, freely you shall give. So just wondering how you see that.
Well, Jackie, I respect what feels true for you and what feels right for you, 100%. And if that is what feels good and right, then by all means, like keep living that way. Really honoring what feels true and right for you. We all have our different ways of relating to this work and relating to the world, and so I recommend if that's what feels true for you to keep honoring it. And then I also ask the question, if you were to let that go and thank that lesson, teaching, suggestion, your teacher, honoring her for all she brought to you and shared with you, honoring all those who gave to you. And if you were to let that go and choose a different way of relating to this work, what else could be possible?
Hmm. Well, the only thing that I see in this moment is, I would make money off of uh, off of other people's illness or disharmony, dis-ease.
Mm. I would like to chime in here
Okay.
because I have worked on this as well. This is a really important topic. I've seen this with so many light workers. I really have. And I've
Mhm.
heard the phrase, God gets angry when you charge money. And that is, I want to say that's a belief system, and I would like for individuals to we're not doing anything for the money. This is not what New Earth is about. We don't, we don't say, how am I going to make money on this? Or that attitude, that feeling, that sense that you have that, ooh, you're going to make money off someone's illness or someone who's down or disadvantaged. It's more about self-love for you. It's about an energy exchange. It's about, and so you are showing up. And if you want to offer your services like that, if someone, I've seen many, many healers have sliding scales for services,
Mhm.
but I also know when things are free, it's not respected. People don't respect it in the same way as when they invest in something. So, what we need to remember is that on this earth plane, money is the prana of the earth realm. It is what makes the world go round. So, we need to watch our relationship with it. You showing up as a healer, you showing up in service should receive reciprocity back to you for that service, for that exchange. We call that an energy exchange. So if you want that to be with money or through barter, whatever you need to do that makes sense to you, but just also know that there are people who will see the value in paying for that. So this is an interesting one. If anyone else has questions about this, it's very interesting because it is, and oftentimes, I work with professionals, bringing them online, whether it's healing gifts or public speaking, whatever. And we all have a hesitancy to charge a value, a true value for what we want. This shows us the ancientness that we are as light workers, right? We remember times where we don't have to bring money into the equation, but let's call it an energy exchange. And so if we are showing up and someone needs that, and we're able to assist them and help them, if it's free, maybe they don't believe in it. But if someone takes their hard-earned dollar and invests it for something, they're investing their energy into it, and they're going to get energy back from it because of that relationship to that exchange of energy, otherwise known as money. So I hope this is helpful.
Yeah, it really is. In fact, your use of the word reciprocity really
Yeah.
hit a chord for me. It's that reciprocal exchange, and perhaps I feel like perhaps it would be um, possible to do it on a donation. They feel called to reciprocate for that exchange, and then if they only have $5, then that's what they can give, because so many people don't have. I mean, I see people charging thousands and thousands for that sort of thing, and it just feels so well, I can't say wrong, because it is right for them. But yeah, I feel like you have really helped me there with that.
So again, it's our own internal beliefs as well,
Right,
right,
right.
Jackie? So look into that. It's like, why is that a trigger for you? And for you stepping into a role of service, why would you deny yourself that exchange? And I want to share a quick story. Mas Sajadi, he was a healer. He's still a healer. I think his name is Masadi now. Anyhow, he had a couple of near-death experiences and his gifts came online. And so that's what he left his computer software engineering company to go focus on healing for people. And as his healing gifts got better and better, he got more confident in what he was doing. And he began to see, oh, people do have money. And he began to see if people think if they don't pay for it, they don't respect it. And I've seen that too. It just is par for the course in this dynamic that we have on our planet. He also learned a lesson in his own life that he was busy and he didn't have much time. So he raised his rates. He raised his rates, not much, but just a little bit. He raised his rates and he actually got more busier. The perceived value, people then began to perceive him differently.
Mm.
So we're not playing games by doing that by any means, but I just want you to understand the dynamic of what's happening here from a psychic level, from a psyche level, or a relationship that people have with money and with charging and with the spirituality of things. So
Mm.
that's just something for you to look at yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And just know that this is a common thing for many, many healers. um, I run across healers all the time, and I actually talk with them and say, you might want to raise your prices. And some people do, most people do, because they're like, wow, thank you for that. They're helped getting over their belief around it. But then others are like, no, I'm very good at doing this. I like that number 111, right?
Mhm.
So release yourself from the stigma of money by playing around with the numbers. If you want to charge $33, $44, 55, 111, 222, go ahead and do that.
Mm.
Um, and again, listen to your heart all along the way and tune into your heart and say, is this okay? You'll know who's in front of you and what you will be working with them on if you give them the option to donate. You might find that someone who donates may pay thousands of dollars in a donation.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that
Mm-hmm.
before. And
Yeah.
there's a comment from Rachel. Rachel is a beautiful healer as well and a professional. And she just says it is an exchange. I've had so many people pay extra
Mm.
because they were so grateful.
Right.
One of the best gifts I've ever received was an older man who gave me a hat full of coins. At first, I didn't want to accept it, and it would have greatly offended him and hurt him if she didn't accept it. And so many stories like this over the past 30 years of healing work. And so, Rachel, I'm going to come to you, goddess, and I'm going to allow you to unmute because what you have to say is pretty important here. And there's something about being open to receive. That's an abundance tactic. Rachel, how did you determine your rates?
It was hard at first because uh, my background, I came from a really poor family, first person in my whole family ever to go to school and to break out of that socioeconomic class and, move on and go from there. So I had a lot of scarcity. I was so angry because, I couldn't afford the healing. I was sick. I couldn't afford all this stuff. So for me then to try to charge for these gifts I had to heal people in my shoes felt really intense. And
Mhm.
then it took me some time to learn that I can't heal them if I'm broke and living on the street because I can't pay my bills. I
Right.
have to have something. And they were happy to pay. And you're right. People, I remember my mom always saying, I paid good money for that. And suddenly its value, it may have only been $20, but its value was exponentially through the roof because it was hard earned cash spent on something that was meant a lot to her. And all people are like that. It's a really big deal. And when they pay for something, whatever price it is, they are, that's really should be supported too. They took a decision to spend their hard-earned cash on you and are finally open to receiving. And how dare you say you're a healer and you're going to teach them if you're not open to receiving either? That's one of the biggest things you have to teach. So if you're not open to receiving, how are you going to teach them to receive your healing?
Good point.
Yeah.
However,
So it's a money wound.
I feel like I am receiving, just being that bridge, that conduit, that healing energy comes through. That may not be the right way to put it. It isn't really like it
It
comes through you, but I mean, you are kind of
I think I get what you're saying
a
because it feels
recipient of
so
that.
good.
Yeah,
It feels so
right.
good to help them and heal them. That's our soul singing and saying that we're doing the right work, but
Uh,
we're still physical beings on a physical earth that require physical attributes, and money is one of those physical energy flows that we need. Money is energy just like anything else. So if we're going to be open to receive the energy, the good feelings we get, money is part of that energy flow. It's a smaller aspect of the bigger thing.
okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. This has been really helpful.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, it's
I love
a,
your voice, by the way.
Oh,
yes,
mm,
she's a Blu-ray. She's
Definitely.
yes. Mm,
Thank you, Jackie. All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Rachel, did you have any other questions or any
Um,
questions?
I don't think so. I saw the advertisement, the email I got, and I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be juicy." So I wanted to come along and see what the offering is. I always love
Okay.
meeting new people and new other healers and collaborating, working together, learning, all that good stuff.
Okay, very good. Awesome. Well, thank you for helping Jackie and all of us with that. Again, this is a big topic and it is an initial stumbling block. And there's questions. So, Akasha, you said Clearing blocks is really what will be worked on in every episode of your journey here. Will this be worked on as well?
Yeah, I was going to jump in and say we do a lot around money and receiving and boundaries, having healthy boundaries, and setting ourselves up to do this in a way that's sustainable. And that's one of the most important pieces. What a lot of new healers or people just stepping into this work, they think it feels so great. I love it. I could just do it all the time and give it away. And um, what happens over time is a lot of people burn out and they're not able to keep going. They're not able to sustain it. So one of the things we really focus on is doing this in a way that's healthy and good for the healer who's giving the healings as well, equally as good as for the ones who are receiving. It's a very important part of this work. And with the money, we do everything from intuiting prices to getting clear to moving blocks out of the way so that we can receive, including empowerment and knowing we deserve to receive and trusting in that. And then there's also all the past life blocks of taking vows of poverty and the pieces with, the times when the healers were just supported by wealthy patrons, right? So they didn't have to think about any of those things. They were just taken care of. So there's all these pieces that can really affect the dynamic of receiving and money and healing in those exchanges.
And what I love about this is that, over this journey, it's more than just classes. It really is community because there's practice labs and oh, it's as Rachel was saying, it's a beautiful chance to meet people from all around the world, build those relationships. Friendships are going to come from this and a real solid foundation for that healing work. Highly supportive. Again, six healing arts teachers, and 9 modules and 9 months of beautiful lessons and teachings. And after the 9 months, what support system is in place, Akasha? There's continuation of that, right?
Well, people graduate. They graduate and then they go. They have their certificates as a professional intuitive healer, and then they have their certificate as an energy alignment technique practitioner. And, they learn a lot of advanced healing techniques along the way from DNA healing, cellular healing, multidimensional healing. We talked about the ancestral, past life. So there's a lot of techniques that they learn along the way. And I always welcome anyone who I've ever worked with to get back in touch with me anytime. And I'm happy to support. We can do a mentorship session. So yeah, I'm very much available for anyone who wants more support. And people do. They come back and ask, or they ask me to help them about certain business aspects and moving through blocks. So absolutely, I'm still available after the program.
Wonderful. And what I would like to offer as well with this program, anyone who purchases it, you will be invited to a media production 101 media lab where we go over how you can make these tools in video and audio and get them out there. So that's just an added bonus for you to step into the professional tools, the professional work to take your healing arts modalities out to the world. So now, Jen, let me ask you, so if we're learning DNA and cellular, wow, we can we can make activations. We can make all kinds of DNA activations. We can make products for sale. Again, we're not, I want to say on a New Earth perspective, when we live our passion, if we're passionate about this, it's going to come naturally. And can you imagine all day long creating healing products of DNA activation, cellular clearing, that sort of thing? I mean, that's beautiful. So we can do that, right? We're going to learn how to do that. Yes.
Yes, yes, wonderful. Yes.
Wow. See,
Mhm.
that is just so supportive. And so it's a school. It's like a university, I want to say. And Jen, you have a doctorate in this field. So you are really skilled and trained as a beautiful expert. Tell us a little bit about your background that makes you such a beautiful expert on this.
Thank you, Loren. I appreciate that. I've been training for 30 years in healing and how to be able to best support the people that I'm with. And so, I've done the degrees, I've done lots of trainings, I've studied with some amazing healers and teachers. And the program that I put together is inspired by a lot of the training I've already had, but a lot of what felt like were missing pieces in some of the trainings I had had. They weren't comprehensive enough. And so I put together, a little bit of the psychology and the counseling piece, a little bit of the intuitive healing piece, a little bit of the psychic piece, a little bit of the awakening and moving through our own personal blocks, so that they all work together in a way to not only help us heal ourselves, work through our own challenges, but also once we've done that work, then we can really show up and know what someone else is going through. And so the program is designed to take you on that journey all the way through of the personal healing and growth, the awakening, the spiritual growth, as well as learning all of the professional tools to then sit with others and do readings and healings, both one-to-one, remote, in person, and to do the group channelings and activations as well. So ultimately, you become a clear channel. That's where we're headed. And you awaken more to your true nature, and your entire life improves. That's what people say at the end. Their entire lives improved from doing the program.
The entire life improves because we're using these skills in our own life for our loved ones and our friends and our family. And if people are like me, I just want to talk about this in every gathering with my friends and family. It's like, this is the stuff I want to talk about. So that could be kind of boring for those who are not into it because they're like, oh, Loren again, I'm going to get a lecture. And that's what some people have said. But it's like, no, you know what? I just love this stuff. I love talking about it. So everyone will know if this is in their wheelhouse or if this is in their future, because we will feel better about it. These are, again, tools that we can use in our own life. And actually, this sets us off into becoming that professional healer and then going out and getting customers and clients. There's that part of the business aspect as well. And that's the fun part. So it really is a comprehensive uh, it's a comprehensive teaching that makes your life better. And we're really excited about that. So I have dropped the link. We can end with a little transmission here. Or let me ask you, Akasha, do we want to do a mini transmission and then talk about the program? Or should we talk about the program first and then end everyone in bliss?
Let's do the transmission in case people have any questions that pop up after that.
Because we're going to get a taste of the transmission. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. All right, everyone, settle in, and Akasha will lead us on our transmission. Thank you.
Hey, so you're welcome to lay down, or you can sit with your spine nice and straight. Go ahead and bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the stomach. And take in a nice, long, deep breath. And hold it. And on the exhale, let go of whatever is for the highest good for you to release now. And then continuing to breathe in source light with each breath, allowing it to fill the insides with light, everything that you are, bathed in this healing divine light. Every cell, every organ, beginning to fill with the healing light and functioning perfectly. And as you continue to breathe in the divine light, let your awareness drop to the hips now. And sense your grounding tube extending deep, deep into the earth and connecting with the earth's core, the heart of the earth. And as you connect with the heart of the earth, you sync your heartbeat with the earth's heartbeat now. And you begin to receive from the crystalline grid in the earth. It pours up through your grounding tube, supporting you, holding you, wrapping you in energizing light. Now set the intention to release any blocks that you may be having to mastering your intuitive connection and stepping into your soul-aligned life, your soul-aligned career. Let those flow down your grounding tube, being transformed into something the earth can use along the way. Now bring your awareness to the top of the head and run your crown at pure gold source energy, your crown chakra being bathed in the source golden light, clearing any other thoughts that aren't you, any part of you that plugged into some sort of system that isn't you, clearing all of that now with the golden energy, coming back to completely you, your essence. As you run this gold energy through your crown chakra now. Now let your awareness rise up to the soul star chakra, which is about 3 feet above the head. And just sense your connection with the soul star while maintaining your connection with the heart of the earth. And as your awareness rises higher, connecting in with the higher self, you feel the love pour back down through that column of light and activate your own heart frequency, which begins to fill your entire energetic field, wrapping you in love that generates from your own heart. Now sense a rose out in front of you that represents any potential block to you stepping into your soul-aligned life now. Sense that rose. Notice the color and throw it way out into the universe and explode it into light. Shine a golden light around the center of head, directing any energies that aren't you out and onto the golden spaceship. Letting that pure golden light shine all through the center of head, directing any energies that are not you out and onto the golden spaceship. Now putting your pure awareness, you, right in the center of head. And breathing in the light. Taking a nice deep breath of the light. And on the exhale, releasing whatever's for the highest good for you to let go of now. Now sense yourself standing in the temple of pure source light, a golden pyramid. This is your healing temple. And this pure source light temple has the ability to clear any blocks to you mastering your intuition and stepping forward into your soul-aligned life. It will be silent for just a moment, and then the activation will begin. Letting your hearts open to receive more, dear ones. Eshem ikia anaha, erenawe hie ale sheham. You are free to live as you choose. Echem eshekira analahie awe amashahana. Remember who you are. Eme anale eshekie eshem wahama anayehe aa. 1,000 gold roses moving through your field now, clearing. Echem eshered ae awe kia en ale shehiama ahum. Opening to receive. Eshem yawe awe. Anale eshe kara anaye ham we ham wosho em wa. Feeling the angelic presences of light surrounding you, bringing the love light healing into every cell now, opening to receive. Echem eshekaha. Solar plexus reboot now. Echem eshekara analeheshe anowe. Ama ana aye kaham. Stepping into your power. Echem eshed ania awa ama. Ene eshekiana. Standing on your own 2 feet in your truth. Eshemianayehia ashekamha. The transmission will continue in the moment of silence. Letting the gratitude move through everything that you are now, for everything you have chosen to be right here in this moment. You are free, dear ones. You are free. And letting the transmission come to completion, let your higher self bring a vision to you of you living your soul-aligned life now. Feel the joy in this. Feel the love that moves through you as you walk your path in a way that feels right. Feel the gratitude in your heart for this experience. And letting that go. Letting the golden temple of Source begin to float back up into the great central sun. Feel your full presence and awareness float into the body, feeling fully embodied, feet in feet, hands in hands, feeling your strong connection to the earth, the body supported by anything beneath you, feeling your grounding tube connecting into the heart of the earth now. And when you're ready, you can allow the eyes to flutter open, seeing everything as if you're seeing it for the first time.
Welcome back. And that is interfacing with the quantum field. That is how we work with consciousness, expand consciousness, raise our frequency, and truly build a life that we love. Thank you so much for that, Akasha. That is quantum.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And this is so beautiful. Did you see yourself living joyously in that life? Yes. All right. We hope that you are feeling this, feeling your beautiful energy and ready to go forward in a beautiful, wonderful way on our planet for New Earth, for you. So wonderful. If anyone wants to share, we'd love to hear any experiences in the chat. Feel free to share with us. Yeah, so needed right now, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this is our heartfelt invitation in full support of you stepping forward into your mastery, into a new life, into a life of service and a life of the healing arts. You know this ability. You're here because something interests you, tickles your fancy, and this is an opportunity for you to join. So we're going to take a quick moment now and tell you about this opportunity. There is a link in the beautiful program. I'm going to send it again so that it's right there on top of everyone's box. But this is the start of your journey. So you can enroll now. Enrollment is open. And there is a payment plan if this is beneficial for people. We want to make sure everyone can get in. And we've created a very special payment plan. There's an option for a 2-payment plan, or if you need it, there's a 4-payment plan that's over 4 months. So we hope that that is helpful. Jen, tell us about this beautiful opportunity.
Well, we've shared a bit, so I'll share more. And I'll just say that there's really nothing like this that exists that's well-rounded in this way, where you can learn from 6 teachers that have this much experience doing exactly what you're being trained to do. And it's live every week, so you show up, it's enjoyable, it's engaging, there's a lot of experiential learning to it. And I really feel, this is what I'm meant to be doing. It's definitely my sole purpose to be here showing up and teaching. And so I give my best, I give 100% everything I can to help you all learn and then go out in the world and do this work in a way that feeds your soul and helps others and continues to spread the light. And that's what I love about it, because it keeps multiplying the light in the world when we keep helping each other wake up like this and heal and come back to our true essence. And so, as you know, it's 9 months long. We meet for 2 hours every week, and there are replays available. You get beautiful documents to support you in your learning. You finish with 2 certifications, one as a professional intuitive healer, and the other, you're certified in the energy alignment technique, which is the energy healing portion of it. You learn advanced healing techniques, advanced reading techniques, including clairvoyant and past life. You learn how to channel, you learn how to teach and facilitate groups. There's really so many possibilities with what you're getting in the program. And one of the parts that I love most about it is you really have the opportunity to awaken yourself to your own true nature and heal the blocks that you felt have been in the way to you living how you really want to be living. And that's so important for us as healers to be doing the work at the same time so that we can do this in integrity and then help others do it as well. So you have all of the support to do that. And yes, if you're feeling the call, we would love to have you.
I love it. I just, learning how to channel. This is like everything, right? It's everything. It covers so much territory. It is like an encyclopedia for intuitive healers. And this is your life's work. Again, you've trained in your life. You're a PhD, a doctorate in this, and you're here helping others. And it's so beautiful. This really is the whole school that you bring about. So we're excited for it. So anyone who wants to do readings, learn how to channel, I know light language is going to come forward as well. What does that mean? Your psychic abilities, holding space for people, doing sessions for people, creating products, creating activations. That's so beautiful. And again, I want to say, we are offering this. I want to say thank you to Jen because this was $4,400 and Jen is offering $500 off when you enroll. And that's a beautiful opportunity to get trained in everything under the sun in spiritual teachings. It's just, again, 9 months. Can you imagine a new birth of you, a new professional outlook, a new professional outreach in the world? It's very exciting. So this program is going to take you through June of 2026. Can you imagine yourself already? I'm feeling the energy from that year already, and it just feels really buoyant after the change this year. So gear yourself up to teach these beautiful programs, to create beautiful programs based on what you're going to learn. And again, the support that you get from New Earth One Network, when you register for this professional healers certification course, you're going to be in the Media Production 101 Media Lab. And this goes over how you make meditations and activations in audio and video and how you can sell them. So that's something else that we want to introduce you to really empower you to go and step forward as that really powerful healer that you are. And we hope that is beneficial to you. So not only do you have Jen, 6 teachers, healer teachers with Jen, but also our advice, our guidance at New Earth One Network to help you be that professional as well. Plus, we've got new supportive programs for all healers as we're really promoting the next level of the journey. We know when we start here, the person starting begins because there's questions. There's got to be more in this life. And so as you begin that journey and you begin healing yourself, we come into the heart and then we're like, ooh, there's things there that need to be cleaned up. We do that cleanup work. Then we start to get, oh my gosh, we start to activate our DNA. We start to bring on our light body. We make our higher self connection. This healer program absolutely carries you along every step of the way there and supports you into doing that. Once we activate our light body and make that higher self connection, then we go cosmic and galactic. We remember our star seed journey. We remember our starseed sensitivities. We remember our heritage. We talk when and commune with our guides, off planet, Illumined Realm guides. And then we step into leadership. And that's what this program is for. This is for all leaders. If you're ready, we are ready to receive you and support you. So we're very excited about that. And we're looking forward to doing that with you. So this is not for everyone, but it's for you if it resonates with your heart right now. It's highly supportive program. And we're so excited about it. And we're so excited to support you too and watch you come into your fullness. And then on the flip side, one more thing on this. As a healer, using these skills that you are developing and products that you're going to be creating and programs that you're going to be creating, you can go on podcasts. Please come to Quantum Conversations. We'd love to have you. So that's an open invitation as you step into your leadership role. Plus, there's so many more podcasts out there. That's a beautiful sign of our world. I saw Madonna the other day on a spiritual podcast. Madonna talking spirituality. We're making great strides, everyone. So, this is your calling to step into your role, and we are here to support you in all ways. 555%. All right. Akasha, would you like to say anything else about this beautiful opportunity?
Just that I'm delighted to work with the ones who feel called to do this. If you're feeling the yes, by all means, take the first step. I'm delighted to work with you, and I will do my best. And if you don't feel called to do this work, I wish you blessings on your journey, and may you be living a beautiful soul-aligned life.
May everyone live a soul-aligned life and be anchored to Gaia, receive the new earth energies, live from the heart, breathe from the heart, connect with the quantum field, and shine your bright light. If we can assist you with this program, we're really looking forward to it. And we thank you so much for being here today and sharing your love and your light. It is so beautiful. So, Akasha, one more time, share any final moments as we say goodbye. Thank you.
Yes, just bringing so much love to you all, so many blessings to you all. May you be held in the clear knowing of your own guidance. May you walk this path with so much love and kindness for yourself and all those you come into contact with. Thank you, and thank you for being here. Mhm.
Thank you, beautiful hearts. We are sending you off into the weekend of love, and we hope that your heart radiates bright. Thank you, Akasha. And thank you, all hearts, for being here. We love you. Namaste. Bye.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.